Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before and haven't subscribed yet, it would really mean a lot to me if you did. And if you turn on a notification bell, that way you know when I actually post these videos. And also, thumbs ups. Thumbs ups are really important. But most importantly to me, the comments. I love the comments, the dialogue that I have with you guys, because this is our Knicks-Verse. And it really influences, like I always say, what happens in this channel. All right, well, this was Knicks lost. Knicks are now 7-5. They lost to the world champion Bucks at Madison Square Garden after they had to play the 76ers last night in Philadelphia. So they were on a back-to-back. They beat the Sixers. They came and they took care of business in New York against the New York Knicks. This game, all right, here's the best thing about this game. Watch. If it ever switches over.
You know what they say. When it's 10 games, you say you need 20. And when you get to 20, you say 30. And then when you get to 30, you say 40. And then before you know it, the season's over. So it's a bunch of bullshit. You know what they say. When it's 10 games, you say you need 20. And when you get to 20, you say 30. And then when you get to 30, you say 40. And then before you know it, the season's over. So it's a bunch of bullshit.
All right. That is actually a little bit encouraging. Because at least Bibbs is just as fed up as I am. Yeah. Knicks lost 112-100, but man, the first unit shot basically the team in the foot, in the face, everywhere. I mean, if it weren't for the bench battling back to try, they battled back and tied this game. The Bucks had a 24-point lead at one time. 24-point lead in the third quarter. Once again, we gave up a huge lead to a team. And then, and actually these Bucks, we battled back in Milwaukee and were able to overcome that deficit. It wasn't as big as 24 points, or was it? I can't even remember now. But we did come back. We tied it 89-89. And I actually thought, wow, we might be able to pull this out again. But I'm going to tell you something. Even way before that, I was so over this game. I was so over the lack of intensity, the lack of cohesion on the first unit that put us in this hole. Oh, man. It was really, look at this game flow. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at that deficit. Look, we didn't score for almost 6 minutes in the third quarter. I don't understand what's going on with this team right now. I mean, I understand it. I just don't want to. I don't want to accept what's happening with it. Accept that, here, I got to say something here. It's one thing if your shots aren't falling, but play some fucking defense, man. Jesus. God. Sorry to curse and everything, but it's just so nauseating that they do this on our home court. This team plays better on the road. This is our house. You guys gotta, you were there last night, all smiles and cheering your alma maters and shit. And then this is the effort you come out with? Come on. Come on. Look at this. Julius, 6 of 15. 3 of 7 from the three-point line. That was good. 5 rebounds. 16 points in 27 minutes. Look at RJ. 21 minutes, 3 of 8, 1 of 3 from behind the arc for 9 points, man. You want to be an all-star? Well, you can't just score 9 points in a game, man. That's just facts. Look at Fournier. Mr. Fournier, Mr. $70 million man, 1 of 5, 19 minutes, 0 for 3. Kemba, cardiac, yeah, he's going to give me a heart attack from the disappointment. Kemba, 1 of 5, 0 from behind the arc. 3 shots, 0 from behind the arc. 2 points. Mitch Robinson, 3 points, 1 of 1, 23 minutes, 6 rebounds. But look at the bench. Look at the bench. Sorry I'm so heated right now. Just bear with me. I am going to get to a place that really kind of like shines a light on what is actually going wrong with this. I'm going to get there, but I just wanted to go through these stats first and kind of vent a little bit. I will cool down. I just had to prep all this stuff and then, prepping it all. And then by the time I actually get down to do the post game, the recap, it just all ends up coming out. But same thing when we win, it's just pure joy. But we have not been playing well for quite a while now. I would say for basically the second half of we started off 5-1. We did drop that game to Orlando, and that was a tell. That game was a tell. The fact that we could drop that game to Orlando, the Magic, in our home court, it did sound alarms for me. But, they came back. They took care of business against the Bulls. They took care of business against the Sixers. We beat the Bucks. We've beaten some good teams. We even beat the Sixers again. And, if the first unit hadn't, shit themselves, basically, they only scored 68 points in 3 quarters. They averaged about 22 points a quarter. 22 points a quarter. I mean, I don't know how they're not disgusted with themselves. I haven't been able to watch any of the post-game interviews or anything, but I did get to see that clip of Thibodeau. Just the clip. I haven't even seen his whole post-game. But we allowed 31 points in the first quarter. We did hold the Bucks to 20 points in the second quarter, and that's actually started giving me a glimmer of hope. But we only scored 20 in that second quarter. Come on. And we scored 22 in the first quarter. So 22, 20, and 24. That's what we scored. 66 points. 66 points, not 68. 66 points through 3 quarters. But in the fourth quarter, we scored 34 points. But we allowed 30 points in the fourth quarter to the... So the incredible comeback, which was so incredibly dramatic, I'll run through it, just totally fell short. But I'm going to show you guys something here. Look, we even shot 16 of 37 from behind the arc. We got to the minimum of 3-pointers that we're supposed to shoot, which is 37. We should have shot more. Because the Bucks shot 50 of them and made 26. So they hit over 50% from behind the arc. That is, oh my God, that's shocking. They hit 52%. This is the stat I wanted to show you guys. This is the, oh no, wait. Oh. Where is it? Oh, man, get it on here. I was going to show you guys the plus minus. Well, I'll just talk it to you. So the Knicks plus minus in this game. Julius Randle, minus 26. Mitch Robinson, minus 15. Walker, minus 22. Fournier, minus 22. And the worst one in the entire team was RJ Barrett, minus 28. That's just utterly unacceptable. Unacceptable. The bench. Obi Toppin gave us 14 points. He was a plus 14. Taj Gibson, man, Taj really, even though he only scored 3, he didn't even score. Taj did not score, but he got 9 key rebounds. He got a couple of good blocks. He got a steal. He was a plus 3. Derrick Rose, 22 big buckets for a plus 10. Alec Burks. Last game I had Had a problem with him until he finally made that one deflection to get the rebound, the offensive rebound in the fourth quarter. This time he was a plus 10, 14 points he contributed. Hit 4 of 7 from behind the arc, 5 of 10 overall in 29 minutes. Emmanuel quickly, we finally got like a night. This was his best all-around game. 27 minutes, 6 of 12 total field goals, 2 of 5 from behind the arc, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, got a steal, only 1 turnover. Only 1 turnover for him. Plus 16. Gave us 18 points. So the bench almost saved. Almost. And it's fine. It's fine that some nights the first unit don't have it, and the bench has to come and basically help win the game for us. But this is beyond that. The lack of effort and concentration that was happening in those first 3 quarters, it was a shocker. I was just shocked, man. I was just totally, utterly shocked at what I was watching. Oh, man. All right, look at the Bucks. We lost to the Bucks, to a Bucks team where their superstar, their all NBA, all everything, MVP, blah 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 blah, defensive player of the year, everything, only shot 5 of 15. But he got 15 rebounds. He had 8 assists, 15 points. He almost had a triple-double without even playing that. Bobby Portis, 17 points, 6 of 11. But the story was their 3-point shooting. I mean, look at them. Everybody except for Wara hit a 3-pointer who took one. Excuse me. Even Rodney Hood, 1 of 2. But Connaughton, he crushed us, man. 7 of 13 3-pointers. I think he hit like 2 or 3 in a row when the Knicks had battled back to tie the game that just dagger through the heart. He contributed 23 points off the bench, 9 rebounds himself. And who else was pretty fantastic? Grayson Allen, 5 of 11 from behind the arc. All of his points were from behind the arc. Drew Holiday, 4 of 6. Wow. Just even looking at these stats makes me nauseous. Need a drink. Excuse me. Oh, man. All right. Go to some highlights. You know what? The hell with the first. Yeah, all right. Watch the first. Here we go. So, this game, immediately, I actually, at one time I was like, wait a second. Look, we should be winning this game. But why are we down? We even had a little 3-point lead about halfway through the first quarter. And then it begins. Not closing out 3-point shooters. And boom, they hit 1. Boom, they hit 2, and then a turnover. Bad possession. Shot clock. A whole host of things that should not happen to a professional team in a row. Yes, once in a while, the other team is playing, they're trying to win the game. They're trying to play hard. There you go, look. Here. There it is. We tied the game there. And then, this was a nice play. This was it. After this, for the first unit, it really was pretty dismal. See, after that play, so they tied it up. It was, and then RJ hit a 3. But then, there. Oh. God, the rebounding. Rebounding killed me, man. The Bucks out-rebounded us 50-38, but on the offensive end, they out-rebounded us 13-7. Assists. Remember I talked about the assists problem, the deficit in assists that we've had? We were minus 25 assists in the past games or something. Well, tonight we were minus 10. They had 29 assists, we had 19. But we did do well in the stocks category. We had 9 steals and 10 blocks. where they only had 4 and 4. So we did well. That's actually what helped us get back in the game. It was the defense. The defense helped get it, and then they start. Once you start playing, with some energy on the defensive end, you're gonna get points. That was a nice. I mean, quickly with that nice layup, kiss off the glass, high off the glass. He's got that down. He hit that at least twice that I saw, maybe even a bit more. And then that little sidestep 3, beautiful. Again, he was trying to do his best to keep. Look at this. We even got it close in the second quarter because of the bench. Boom, there it is. We took the lead. And then what happened? What happened after? Took the lead. So the first unit gives the lead away. The second unit battles back, but by the end of that half, we were down 51 to 42. We only scored 42 points. Entire half. 42 points, an NBA team. The third best offense I don't know about now. Check it, but going into this game, we were the third best offense in terms of scoring points and offensive rating in the entire NBA. But I can't say that. Can't say that anymore. We were averaging 111.7 points a game. Third. Let's go to the second half highlights. Here we go. So here it is. So we start off, we get a nice bucket there, and we start thinking, okay, maybe something can happen. Maybe the Knicks can make something happen here. All right, nice. Got a nice little pass from a little assist from RJ to Mitch. That was his only bucket. Here it comes. Here it comes. Look at that. Second chance points. Look at that. Boom. Now it's 64-46. This is at this point in the game, I'm like texting back and forth between JD and Keese, and we were just like, what is going on with this game? Look at us here. We're down to 22 points, and this is where their biggest lead, 24. Then something happened. Derrick Rose came in the game. Emmanuel quickly came in the game. Burks came in the game. Taj came in the game. And the game turned. And the Knicks started battling back. When there was 39 seconds left, third quarter, Knicks were down 82 to 60, down 22 points, and they proceeded to go on an 11-0 run to the 10-26 mark in the fourth quarter to bring the score to 85-71. Still, they went an 11-0 run, and we were down. Actually, it was a 10-0 run. I think 11 run, but cut it down to 14 points, the lead. So you're like, okay, you still got quite a hill to climb, but 14 points, in modern NBA, that's still enough time. Oh, they went on an 11-0 run, but the Bucks scored to take they hit a 3-pointer to take it to 85-71 at the time. Then, scrappy team went on another run, 10-0 run, to bring the score, to cut the lead down to just 7. It was when the Bucks hit a bucket at the 7:43 mark in the fourth quarter to bring the score to 88-81. You're like, okay, well, I think that's the one. No, 88-71. We'll get to this. These are. This was a nice move that Obi. Obi, he was a little rocky in the first half, but he definitely came on strong in that fourth quarter. The lucky bounce. This is the one I'm talking about right there. It was 88-81. Okay, nice. Rose hits that 3. We go on an 8-0 run in this stretch right here to tie the game at the 5:06 mark at 89-89. This is the bucket right here. This was vintage IQ from last season. Boom! I loved it. This is where I started. I was believing already when it got it to about 7 points. I was like, yes, let's do it. There we go. Look at that. But this was it. There was a point in the game. There was a call that was overturned on the floor. And in my opinion, from what I saw, Giannis, his arm hit Obi's arm, and that is what gave him the ability to slow Obi down from hitting and making it difficult for Obi to stuff the ball through the block attempt. So in that case, that was a mistake to overturn that call, because it has to be clear, and it has to be clear to the naked eye that it wasn't a foul, because the ruling on the floor was that it was a foul. So that was a mistake, and that was a pivotal turning point in the game. That was at the 2:51 mark. Score was 98-94, and the Bucks went on a 14-6 run to close it out. And look how pissed off he is, and that's good. We want Thibs to be pissed. We want an angry Thibs. We want an infuriated Thibs. We want a Thibs that will not take this shit anymore from the first unit. Changes are going to have to be made. Like he said, what people say here, I got the thankfully Fred Katz tweeted it out, so guys repeat it. Fred Katz, he tweeted out, Tom Thibodeau on the idea that the starting unit needs 20 games to gel. He says, you know what they say, when it's 10 games, you say you need 20. You get 20, you say 30, and you get 30, you say 40, and then before you know it, the season's over. So it's a bunch of bullshit. Exactly. That's the attitude I want. I'm hoping that this is the game that just lights a fire under that starting unit's ass, and they play with the sense of urgency and intensity that you saw from that bench unit. That's what we need. Anything short of that, this team, there's too many good teams in the East. Anything short of that kind of effort, and this team may not make, listen to me right now, may not make the playoffs. They may have to be a playoff team. I mean, a play-in team. If they keep playing with that kind of effort, the first unit, because other teams, they're battling. They want to win too. They're not gonna come into the Garden and be like, okay, we're on the road, let's just see what we can do. No, they're coming in to beat us. They're coming in to take it from us, like we do on the road to them. This is what I want you guys to look at. And I hope you stuck through this whole long recap. This is the net rating for all the players. Look who's the top half. Nerlens, bench. Toppin, bench. Rose, bench. Quickly, bench. Burks, bench. Gibson, bench. Sims, deep bench. Then our starters. Those are all plus. Nerlens, 21.2 net rating. Toppin, 15.8. Derrick Rose, 15.6. I mean, these are fantastic net ratings. Quickly, 12.9. This is for all 12 games. This is the entire season. This is not just this. This is not this game. This is the whole season to this point. Burks, 7.1. Taj, 4.6. Sims, 0.2. But here come the starters. RJ Barrett, a minus 3.2. Fournier, a minus 3.6. Julius Randle, a minus 3.6. Mitch Robinson, minus 7. And bringing up the rear, Kemba Walker with a minus 10.7. Yeah. Now look at this one. This is the plus minus. Plus minus. Very similar. Now remember, Derrick Rose was leading the entire NBA at one time, not that long ago, in total plus minus. And in terms of the plus minus per game, he was in the top 3 or 4. Nerlens, 8.0. Rose, 7.9. Quickly, 5.3. Toppin, 4.8. Burks, 3.3. Taj, 1.9. Sims, 0.2. Selden, well, those are Fournier, minus 2.1. Randall, minus 2.2. Barrett, minus 2.3. Mitch, minus 3.9. Kemba Walker, bringing up the rear, minus 6.0. The starting unit is losing. Every chunk of minutes while they're on the court, They're a minus team. They're a minus unit. But the bench is not. And isn't that what we see? Doesn't that correspond with the eye test? Does for me. Does for me. Really tells the whole story as far as I'm concerned. There's the net rating. Look at that. Changes are going to have to be made. Bibbs basically announced it tonight. In fact, watch it again.
You know what they say. When it's 10 games, you say you need 20. And when you get to 20, you say 30. And then when you get to 30, you say 40. And then before you know it, the season's over. So it's a bunch of bullshit. You know what they say. When you get to 20, you say 30.
All right. Well, there you have it. I appreciate you guys watching the whole thing. My name is George. I am into the Knicks-Verse. If you enjoyed this, sure you didn't enjoy it per se, but if you appreciate this, thumbs ups, please subscribe, drop your comments. I want to hear your feelings about this game and what went wrong and what changes might need to happen. Vent all you want. It's our Knicks-Verse. All right. Well, thank you so much. Maybe we'll recover on Friday against the Charlotte Hornets. And we will be doing a post-game, a pre-game. Hopefully, it'll be with Keith and JD. JD Sports Talk. Three of us will do the pre-game. If not, it'll definitely be Keith and I. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you guys around the Knicks-Verse.